Good evening, viewers, and welcome to this edition of NTV Sports Page. It's Wednesday, the 18th of May, and I'm Curtis Morton. In our headlines, Village Superstars and Keon Rockets win in Premier League last Friday. And in our feature for this evening, Charlestown Primary Federation Champions. We'll take this break and I'll be right back.
My wife and I have been in the Caribbean, living, working, traveling for the better part of 40 years. 9 years ago, we ended up on Nevis, and we're very glad we did. Decided to move here permanently a few years ago. Beautiful beaches that are virtually empty, so the beach is like your own. The experiences as an investor was quite seamless, actually. It's the local people were a joy to deal with, very positive. That's one of the highlights of Nevis too, just wonderful people to deal with. What's keeping us here is the way of life. One of the big reasons is because it still has a feeling of being somewhat undiscovered. It's quite an eye-opener that there's still something like this exists on this planet. The local produce, what they normally call ground provisions, are outstandingly good. Tomatoes in particular are wonderful. They still taste like a real tomato. We can source most of our produce for the restaurant locally. We've got a handful of farmers we deal with, and even the roadside people on the market have great product. We're developing our restaurant into a 12-month business as opposed to a 6-month business. The local people enjoy going out just as much as the tourists, so it's very rewarding to get local people coming to the restaurant in a good number and getting a nice balance. As I say, it's been gratifying and rewarding.
Well, I'm back and we start with cricket. The third round of matches in the West Indies Cricket Board's regional tournament should have bowled off earlier today in Trinidad. For the third round, Barbados Pride is taking on Happy Eagles at Queen's Park Oval. Trinidad and Tobago Red Force is meeting up with the Leeward's Hurricanes at Diego Martin, and Jamaica Scorpions and the Windward's Volcanoes are facing off at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. We'll keep you posted. Now to football. On Friday, the SKNFA Premier League continued at Warner Park with victories for Village Superstars and Keon Rockets. For the details, we join the SKNFA media consultant, Andre Huey.
Hot Springs Bath United suffered a 2-0 loss to Rams Village Superstars on Friday in SKNFA Premier League action at the Warner Park. Joseph Wilkes scored the first goal for Village in the 63rd minute and Mazari Hodge in the 87th minute. After the match, Village interim coach Travis Summersall, in commenting on why the team created so many chances but scored only 2 goals, said the players were anxious to score.
I think that the team was anxious to get a goal, so we wasn't sticking to what we learned on the practice field. And then kudos to back. They was playing very well defensively, but in the end, we still find a way to break through and we scored 2 goals.
Bath United's coach Alex Claxton said despite the loss, his team played well.
I think that we did a pretty good job in terms of making sure in the first half that, really didn't score. We had a couple of, lapses in the second half, and not only that, but we were always in the game, But unfortunately, and it's always the team that scored the most goals win.
In the night's other match, Flo Fujiki and Rockets flew past MFCR United Old Road Jets 3-1. The goal scorers were Malik Hendrickson of Keon in the 5th minute, Carlos Bertie for Keon in the 19th minute before Bernal Hobson of Old Road got one back in the 59th minute. Carlos Bertie sealed the win in the 80th minute for Keon. Coach George Yellowman Isaac was pleased with the output from his team.
The performance is just normal performance, and I was very happy to see we come out victorious still. I think it's the only goal we scored, and we still continue doing it. And the second goal is we continue in the first half, but still we come back out in the second half a little slow.
Old Road's coach Alexis Morris felt his players lost concentration, but knows his team has some more matches to go to make up for this defeat.
Well, first of all, I must say congratulations to the Cairn team. They really came out and they exuberated what I think they wanted to do. On the flip side of it, I also want to commend my guys because to me it was a well-fought game. To me, they really stuck to what we were working on, and they came out and they gave a very, 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 very valiant effort, and I have to be pleased. Yes, the scoreline is not what we were looking for. We really come out to try to at least get something from the game, and it was not to be.
Thanks, Andre. We'll take this break and I'll be back with our feature for this evening.
As a responsible taxpayer, you help to finance free health care at all health centers on Nevis. Thank you for putting country above self. This message was brought to you by the Inland Revenue Department, Nevis. Be a responsible citizen.
Well, I'm back, and tonight athletics is in the spotlight and some tremendous news for Nevis. The Charleston Primary School, in celebrating its 30th year of its existence, has created history. Hot on the heels of totally dominating the Gulf Insurance Inter-Primary Meet held on April 27th, the dominant Orange Force went over to St. Kitts on Sunday 15 May and totally dominated the inaugural Federation-wide Inter-Primary Relay Meet. 3 other schools from Nevis also participated and gave excellent performances to ensure that all of the Nevis schools were placed in the top 10. The other schools were the Joycelyn Libert Primary, Ivor Walters Primary, and the St. Thomas's Primary. In total, some 20 schools participated in the event. In terms of the overall results, up top, Charleston Primary champions, 13 medals, 6 gold, 4 silver, 3 bronze. Dr. William Connor Primary, 6 medals, 3 gold, no silver, 3 bronze. Sandy Point Primary, 7 medals, 2 gold, 4 silver, 1 bronze. Joycelyn Libert Primary, 6 medals, 2 golds, 2 silver, 2 bronze. St. Paul's Primary, 5 medals, 2 gold, 1 silver, 2 bronze. St. Thomas's Primary, 5 medals, 2 gold, 1 silver, 2 bronze. Dateby Primary, 3 medals, 1 gold, 1 silver, 1 bronze. Ivor Walters Primary, 4 medals, no gold, 3 silver, 1 bronze. Tyrrell Williams Primary, 2 medals, no gold, 1 silver, 1 bronze. Beach Allen Primary, 1 medal, no gold, 1 silver, no bronze. Irish Town Primary, 2 medals, no gold, no silver, 2 bronze. Tucker Clark Primary, 1 medal, no gold, no silver, 1 bronze. George Moody Stewart Primary, no medals. Immaculate Conception Catholic, no medals. Keon Primary, no medals. Violet Petty Primary, no medals. Joshua Obadiah Primary, no medals. Sadler's Primary, no medals. Newton Ground Primary, no medals. And Bronte Wells Primary, no medals. Well, our cameras were not present, but we managed to put this little package together. Thanks to Sister C for her yeoman service on Facebook and all other contributors. Let's take in this. The Charleston Primary School, in celebrating its 30th year of its existence, has created history. The school took charge of the Gulf Insurance Inter-Primary Meet on Nevis in grand style, and then went over to St. Kitts on Sunday the 15th May and totally dominated the inaugural Federation-wide Inter-Primary Relay Meet. 3 other schools from Nevis also participated and gave excellent performances to ensure that all of the schools from Nevis placed in the top 10. The other schools were the Joycelyn Libert Primary, the Ivor Walters Primary, and the St. Thomas's Primary. In total, 20 schools participated in the event. On Tuesday, the 17th of May, a delegation which comprised of the Premier Mark Brantley, Honorable Troy Libert, and Honorable Spencer Brand visited the school and lauded the students, the athletes, the teachers, the coaches, the parents, and all who played a part in the success of the school. Let us now hear from the headmistress of the school, Mrs. Cheryl Haynes.
A segment of the theme for our 30th anniversary states, that we are building resilience. This is what our children portrayed at Interprimary and most recently at the Rams Relay Championship meet in St. Kitts. They trained hard without any complaints and exhibited great confidence and sportsmanship. I am so very proud of our students, and I pray that they will continue to shine in all their endeavors. I say a heartfelt thank you to the coaches, teachers, and parents for trusting us to take their children over to St. Kitts. Thanks also to the community for their unwavering support, and may God continue to bless the Charlestown Primary School. Happy anniversary, CPS, and remember, the palm is gained with effort.
Minister of Sports, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, was also elated with the victory.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Morton, and it is indeed a pleasure for me to just take this opportunity to congratulate the Charlestown Primary School for their resounding victory, the resounding win that they had in St. Kitts at the Kim Collins Stadium on Sunday at the Rams Primary School Relay Championships. Of course, this is the first time that schools from Nevis have been competing with schools from St. Kitts. And 4 schools would have traveled over to St. Kitts to participate. Overall, there were 20 schools. And I am extremely happy and extremely excited that the gold came back to Nevis. The Charlestown Primary School continued to shine. They would have shone brightly at the recently held Gulf Inter-Primary Championships. They won convincingly, and they would have done so again in great fashion in St. Kitts at the Relay Championships. So I want to say heartiest congratulations to the athletes, the staff and students, the coaches at the Charlestown Primary School for once again doing us in Nevis proud. That this was a win not only for the Charlestown Primary School, but it was a win for Nevis. And the divisions are proud of the performance that would have taken place there at the Kim Collins Stadium. And of course, we continue to say that we believe that the performances, the fantastic performances that we're seeing from our primary school athletes, I think in part is due to the fact that we as an administration would have invested heavily in the Mondo track. Of course, they would have run at our Mondo track, they would have had the feel of the track there, and they were able to go to St. Kitts to perform creditably at the Kim Collins Stadium. Of course, once again, congratulations to Charlestown Primary, and of course, I also want to congratulate the other 3 schools from Nevis, because we are happy that for the first time the Nevis schools went down, and all 4 schools placed in the top 10 out of 20 schools. So congratulations as well to Joycelyn Abbott Primary for placing 4th, the St. Thomas's Primary for placing 6th, and the Ivor Walters Primary for placing 8th. So heartiest congratulations to all of the athletes from the 4 schools, all of the coaches, all of the staff and students from the schools, and we are so thankful, we are so delighted that you all went. You did us proud, you represented your schools well, you represented Nevis well. Congratulations, keep up the fantastic work.
One of the coaches at the school, Mr. Royston Queely, was very proud of the athletes.
Well, this year, as you guys may know, that we participated in the Inter-Primary School Championship and also the first ever Primary School Champion Relay Festival in St. Kitts. And we are successful in both meets. It's a wonderful achievement for the school. This year is the school's 30th anniversary, and it's a wonderful present for the school for the 30th anniversary.
The athletes, you must be really thrilled about their performance. Some of us didn't make it, couldn't make it. So talk us through some of the performances in St. Kitts. What was it like?
Well, before we journeyed to St. Kitts, the children asked me, Mr. Queely, are we going to win a big trophy? Because one of the things I noticed about Charlestown Primary School students and athletes, they love trophies, they love medals, they just love to win anything that they enter. And I told them, yes, we are going to win a big trophy. And when I told them that, you could see they were very motivated in terms of going to Sinkis and dominate.
Yeah,
And
man.
after the first race, I think we placed first in our heat. And you can see the children was eager in terms of just going and just give it their best shot. And after the first race, children came and said, Mr. Queely, we are going to win the championship. And I knew they were ready for it.
What kind of races were there? Talk us through the type of races, whether it was 4x400, 4x1, what were all the races?
But the races they participated in that I could remember, it is the 4x1s, the 4x2s, the 4x4s. The 4x4 was mixed, 2 girls, 2 boys. And also it had a sprint medley consists of 100, 100, 200, 200, and the other one was 100, 100, 200, 400. Those were the races the athlete participated in.
I guess it's all about team, so you don't have an outstanding athlete per se, but maybe you just want to mention some of the athletes?
Well, for me, all the athletes did a wonderful job, especially the under 11 girls, the under 9 girls and the under 11 girls. They won gold medal in all the races. So between those 2 categories, we won at least 4 gold medals. I think they performed well. Also, the 3 and 4 boys, they didn't place inter-primary. Well, they placed inter-primary. I think it was they played third. But I worked with them for the experience. I knew that they would have gone and be competitive. I never expected a gold medal from them. But they went and they think they came second. And for me, that sits very well with me because I just took them for the experience, took them for the exposure. Because come next year, Inter-Premier is the same athletes I am going to bank on. So they did a wonderful job.
Was there any particular race, because I know how relays can be, when maybe Charleston was trailing and then one of your athletes stormed past some others to get the goal? Was there any race like that, or all of them were easy pickings?
Well, for the races I saw, I never saw one very competitive.
Okay.
But the race that stood out for me was the sprint medley for the under 13 boys. There was a race where one of our athletes dropped his baton, stepped over the track, took it up, and still came first.
Wow.
So that was one of the races that stood out for me. That particular athlete, he ran with a lot of grit, a lot of guts, and a lot of determination. So
what's the name of that athlete?
Kaimani Newton.
Kaimani. He's dynamic.
Yeah, but we didn't win the race overall because, as you know, it's a time finals. They had 3 heats, 4 heats, and a time final is who runs the fastest time out of those 3 heats. Unfortunately, we didn't win the goal, but I think if the baton didn't drop, we definitely would have won the goal.
All right, I guess you want to big up your other coaches and the staff here. Anybody you want to say thank you to?
But before I big up the staff here, I also want to give special credit to the other schools that went. The St. Thomas's Primary, the Joycelyn Library Primary, the Ivor Walters Primary School. They went, they performed real good. Some of the schools, they work with a smaller team in terms of JLPS work with, I think it was 8 athletes, and they placed 4th overall out of 20 schools.
Wow.
The St. Thomas's Primary work with a bigger number. I think they placed 5th overall. And the Ivor Walters, I'm not sure what position they placed, but all of the schools on the island placed within the top 10. And for me, that's a great achievement, not only for the schools, but a great achievement for Nevis in general. I also want to say thank you to the SKN Athletics and the Ministry of Education for hosting in Sinkis for hosting a wonderful meet. I want to say thank you for the invitation on behalf of Nevis. I also want to say thank you to the staff and the head management at Charleston Primary for giving us the opportunity to go. I also want to say thank you to the Ministry of Education in Nevis for assisting us, providing us with all the resources in terms of going to Sinkis, food, snacks, board, transportation, everything. I think the Ministry of Education did a wonderful job in terms of taking care of the coaches, taking care of the athletes, and also taking care of the parents. So once again, I just want to say thank you to everyone who played a role in terms of helping the school's journey to St. Kitts.
And your supporting coach?
Yes, definitely you can't forget Charleston Primary supporters. They came. I was surprised when I was in St. Kitts. It felt like an inter-primary at the Mondo Chat with all the supporters of the Charleston Primary School. When you looked in the stadium, the Kim Collins Stadium, all you could have seen is orange. I was orange. You couldn't pick out any other color in terms of the other schools, but I definitely picked out the orange, and the supporters at the Charleston Primary School, they did a wonderful job, not only supporting the Charleston Primary School this past Sunday, but also supporting all the schools on Nevis. Once again, just thank you.
How did the crowd compare to inter-primary this year, for those of us who weren't there?
Well, for some reason, the crowd in Nevis tend to pull a bigger crowd in terms of primary schools meet. In Nevis, for some reason, in St. Kitts, you don't tend to have that turnout like Nevis. But all in all, it was a wonderful crowd. The crowd could have been better from my standpoint. But I think the reason was the 2-year layoff.
Okay.
So people in St. Kitts still getting back into the track and field. But all in all, it was a good turnout. It could have been better. It wasn't poor, but it could have been better.
All right, well, thanks and congratulations again to the CPS and the other schools.
Thank you.
Welcome. Well, with no live streaming available and limited cameras on the ground, popular radio personality Sister C of 2020 Vision Radio fame probably deserves an Independence Award, as she attempted to stream as many races as possible via her Facebook page. Let us see what we can make of these clips.
Thank you, Brian. Ladies and gentlemen, my top up is in. So I shouldn't be losing any data before the event finish. If it's anything, I should get a rollover. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, everybody, for alerting Brian. Yes, Brian, I did. That's why I said thank you. And you know, first thing tomorrow, he gonna call me, Sister, see where you at? That's my boy, my big friend. According to medal count.
On your marks. Set.
Keep your eye on the orange. 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 Look like a Charleston wanna run the race, yeah. Me can't get to bring in nobody else in the clip your boy. Can't get to bring nobody else in the clip your boy. Me got to keep my eye on the orange right here now, boy. Keep your eye on the orange, boy. Keep your eye on the orange. 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 What As Woody would say, what a rush! And trust me, I'm happy to do this. Bring this little bit of live coverage to you guys. Those of you who not in a position to be here, you get a little snap, a little sneak peek of what's going on down here in St. Kitts at the Kim Collins Stadium. It's the Rams sponsored first of its kind Federation Inter-Primary School Relay Competition. Some 16 schools representing out of St. Kitts and 4 schools out of Nevis. So 20 schools in the competition. Anybody see Jan Grelhall? Tell her I say if I ain't make it to work tomorrow, blame it on the sports, and in case we ain't got no boat, I might got to sleep on the ferry terminal.
Set.
I don't think there is a school in this race from Nevis. I see a green, but I think there is also a school down here in green outfit as well. I think St. Thomas's has STPS on the back of their shirts, and this person doesn't have STPS on the back of his shirt. So I would want to think that this is a school from St. Kitts in the green outfit. Otherwise than that, I don't think there is a school from Nevis in this race.
It looks as though we are down to the second time finals for the under 11 boys. 4 by 100 meters relay.
The whistle has been blown.
On your mark.
Well, you know, you can't miss Charlestown at all. So you know that Charlestown is in this race. Go.
And they're off, ladies and gentlemen. We have the George Moody School, the Immaculate Conception Primary School, the Charlestown Primary School, and the Dr. William Primary School. Yes, by the Charlestown Primary School.
Okay, let's go Charlestown. Let's go Charlestown. Let's go. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Let's go. What a rush! What a rush! Woo!
And so we say heartiest congratulations to the #1 athletic primary school in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
The CPS mascot has arrived. I'm here, ready to represent, ready to turn up the place and turn over the session. So organize yourself. Get ready. Those of you watching live, hello. Big things are going right there. CPS, we got this.
Well, that's our package for this evening. I am Curtis Morton, reminding you that you can watch sports if you're not fit. But to play sports requires fitness, diligence, and sacrifice. Have a good night.